that?
Yeah, so we've come a long way in this podcast now. We've done, I can't even remember how many episodes.
This is, I think, our 13th or 14th episode.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask the producers. Hard to
But
keep
yeah,
track.
it's crazy how far we've come, and it's exciting. I like the way that we're going, trying to, help new parents.
Share our experiences.
Yeah, just help anyone who's like a new time parent, and yeah.
A first time parent is
A
what she means.
first-time parent, yeah.
So this episode we're going to talk about, since last time we did the whole birthing experience and giving birth, the whole process of it and leading up to it. We thought now for this episode we'll do the week after. So to be very honest,
life after birth, I think,
Yeah,
which is a very important.
and which a lot of people don't touch on, like
Yeah.
everyone's there to advise you upon to giving birth, how you should handle your pregnancy, so on and so forth, but no one prepares you for that first week of having a kid around, having a baby around. It's actually pretty
so different because,
pretty crazy,
Your lifestyle, everything changes, and
Yeah, I mean, you
Just-
literally have a little person
Yeah.
with you now all the time that you have to ensure is, being kept alive, to be honest. So, if I remember after she gave birth that first night,
oh my gosh, the first night. Okay, so let's talk about, I think, Seth.
yeah, of course, we'll
Yeah.
start with Seth.
Seth,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so, and the thing is, both kids were different, so we will go over both
Yeah,
kids.
so Seth, the first time, for me, it was again a bit difficult with breastfeeding, but for some reason I got the hang of it.
Again? You mean the first time?
First time, not
breastfeeding.
again. So, yeah.
We'll start from the top. So first you had to
yeah.
breastfeed them,
Yeah.
breastfeed him.
Breastfeed him
Straight after giving
straight
birth.
after giving birth, and it was a bit difficult, of course, but somehow, I don't know, I latched. He was latching really well, and
More on the latching. What was that about,
Yeah,
Like, I didn't
so-
know that. I thought you just put the baby there and they'll drink the milk.
it's actually it was very painful. Like, it's a bit weird, when you put baby onto your nipple, like, to get him to, like, suck was really hard, because the thing is, you have to basically, baby has to put his entire mouth around I can't remember the word, I don't want to say it. 'cause
No, you have to say it.
No.
What is it?
No.
Put their mouth around what?
Your
Come on.
nipple.
But it's not the nipple.
No,
Now
no,
you're
yeah.
teaching them wrong things.
Just-
They'll stop listening to us.
I can't.
What is it? Come on.
No.
Just say it.
I can't. Now I've got tongue
Just say
twister.
it.
No, it's exactly
say
that.
it.
It's exactly.
But, so what?
No.
We are wasting time now. Come on.
Oh my god.
Put their mouth around.
The areola.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically you have to do that, because if you don't, baby can get very gassy where gas goes into their mouth. So it basically has to cover the
And why
entire-
that is because the baby is not getting milk, the baby is just sucking air.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they don't latch properly,
Smart guy.
no, I'm just.
Yeah.
You are the ones that told. You are the one that told me all this.
Yeah.
But like you need to explain that in detail. So if
Yeah.
they're not latching, they're sucking
They're
air, which
sucking
makes them
air.
gassy.
And then that leads up to colic, of course. So it's very.
Of course, Neme. What is colic? I didn't know what colic was. Neme.
Ayo,
Now
we're
explain.
getting there. Just wait.
Okay,
Oh
sorry,
my
sorry.
God.
I'll have some water while you explain all
So
this.
yeah, that was the first night, was just trying to get that whole process of getting baby to latch onto your boob, and then of course after that, burping, which of course we had no idea about. Like, even Shehan was just like, "What? We didn't know we didn't know the way to burp a baby."
I was like, what do you mean burp the baby? What does I was so dumbstruck when they said that to me. I was just like, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then like they showed me, you gotta put the baby on your shoulder and pat the bum so that a little bit like the jerking movement helps the air flow up and then the baby burps.
Yeah, there were
Um,
different ways.
Yeah, we
But
used.
Shehan was like a pro at it. Like for some reason, I just couldn't burp Seth. Like every time I remember, like when he drinks milk, I'm like Shehan, and then Shehan comes running and.
I think she just did that on purpose. I kept trying to show her how to do it, and she was just like, "Oh no, yeah," and she's looking the other way, and I was like, "Oh, this is the ploy to keep me burping the baby."
So that was the first initial thing that we had to learn, the breastfeeding, the burping, and of course the first night he pooped was black.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Yes.
Baby's
No one
first
prepares
poop,
you for that.
Baby's first poop.
You guys, I mean, when you have a child, you will understand.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't have any pictures of it or anything because I was,
It's like
I was
tar.
just like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's literally black tar, like black sludge slime kind of gooey, but just pitch black.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? It's so weird.
Yeah.
And then like every poo after that just starts,
It
you know,
started
gradually changing.
Yeah. And
But that first one is something else. You can't even imagine.
So
It's
then-
like when we had the second kid, I was just ready. I was just like, whoa, is this gonna happen again?
Yeah.
Bam! It's just black shit.
So yeah, then the first, I think one of the things like I always tell new moms is that enjoy your time at hospital, learn everything, record everything. Like fast learning to wash Seth. You're not supposed to put water in the ear. You need to turn the head this way, turn
you
the
have
ear
to.
that way.
Yeah, you have to hold the ears closed with your hand like this. Their face is small, right? So
Yeah.
you just put your hand and hold both ears closed and only wash the head.
Yeah.
Because if water goes in their ears, it could be detrimental. I can't remember what.
No, I'm not too sure.
Ah,
I
so
don't
really?
think so. But
I know even if
the
it's a
thing is
Sri
that-
Lankan
yeah,
superstition, to be
yeah,
honest.
honestly, because I remember for this class that we did with Seth, what was it? Swim class. I remember they were like, "Oh no, it's okay, putting baby underwater." And this was at 2 weeks. They start the class where you can put water. It's okay. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a Sri Lankan thing or yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm
We
not
need to,
sure,
we need to
yeah.
check in on that.
yeah.
But you're right, they
anyway,
do put babies in pools and stuff.
Yeah, right.
So-
So yeah, I don't know.
Eh, meh.
But anyway,
There must have been
so-
one case where something happened and they're like, no, don't put babies in water
Yeah.
anymore.
so
But then I remember even the nurse who told us, oh, the room is too cold for the baby.
oh my gosh,
And like
yeah.
we were just like, what? Okay, should we make it hotter?
So we put it
But
to
luckily
28 or
yeah,
something.
we
And
made
was
it hot.
so hot. And then when doctor came, he realizes like, why is it so hot in
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
And then he asked the nurse, and the nurse is like, oh no, it's not. Like,
No, and then we were just like, she said it's too cold, and he's just like, you realize babies are born in the North Pole as well,
Yeah.
right? So babies can bear cold. It doesn't mean,
Yeah.
So then we were like, okay, and we reduced
Yeah.
the AC again.
Thank God. Yeah. So basically, yeah, we learned a lot of things like burping, washing baby, putting a diaper on.
I knew how to put it out.
You did. Yeah,
Why
right.
in our gender reveal thing I beat you at putting the diaper
Yeah,
on the
no,
teddy bear?
but that I had to do it blindfolded.
And what, I didn't have to do it blindfolded. Yeah, I beat you blindfolded.
Yeah.
Boom.
But yeah, so we learned a lot of things in hospital.
We never used nappies. though.
Yeah, we didn't use nappies actually because I just wanted to go straight into diapers. That was the
I mean, it's the easier option.
way.
You
And
don't
there's
have to-
nothing wrong with it. You can wear diaper. I mean, babies can wear diapers at that
Of
age.
course.
It's completely fine. But it's your choice, of course. So yeah, then that we were in hospital with Seth for about 3 days. Like I said before, I had to poop before I left. So luckily, that was the worst poop of my life. But
Nasty.
yeah. But yeah, so doctor gave us the go. I don't know what I'm saying today. The doctor said that we can leave, and then I remember we left. Shush. And I remember we left. We
But
went
is that all
straight
we
to
learned
church.
in the hospital?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, I suppose.
And of course, baby's injections, which you have to give.
Before we left?
Yeah, the BCG,
Right.
BCG. Yeah, there's one thing that they have to give, and they of course check your baby's eyes, their ears. those are the basic things, yeah, in hospital, those first 3 days.
The first thing we did when we left hospital.
I mean, babies just wake up, sleep, drink milk, that's it, and go back to sleep. That was basically it. So, and it was actually the first night was horrible for us because Seth, of course, didn't sleep through the night, right? He kept waking up. I remember you also getting up and having to...
So I can sleep through probably an atomic bomb.
Oh my God, yeah.
Not even kidding. You could start a generator next to my bed and I wouldn't wake up. But that first night when Seth cried, I just immediately woke up.
And by the way, that was the first time you held a newborn baby, right?
Yeah. So guys, we have some awesome news as well. Smoothie has come on board as a partner for our podcast. And they have some amazing products.
For moms, for pregnant moms, for newborns, just basically everything that is available in Sri Lanka. And they also ship worldwide. So
from mosquito repellent to lactation,
tea,
teething stuff,
everything,
all sorts of products. So please do check them out. For those of you watching on YouTube, there's a link below that you can click to head straight on over to their site. And for those of you listening in, please use the code ALLG, ALLG. And now back to the episode. My child was the first baby
and he
I've
was
ever
like
had.
such a pro. Like you just took him and just
I always told you I will be when the time comes. But anyways, coming back to how I woke up when Seth cried on that first night, that only lasted the first night though.
I'm like, Shehan, get up.
From the second night,
because obviously I couldn't move because I had my C-section. So I was like, Shehan. But I always, thank God, I kept calling the nurses. I was like, can you come? Can you come help me? So make use of, being in hospital, getting help. Because when you go back home, it's a completely different game. Because you're all by yourself, you and your husband. And of course, we had our nanny too. But the thing is, we had our nanny only from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. because we wanted to do all the night stuff, But yeah, so we went back home the first night. First night for me, I remember not
the first night at home.
First night at home, I remember baby was, Seth was crying. I kept giving him the milk, but for some reason I didn't hold him that much. I remember you being like, why don't you hold him, keep him on your chest, and because he kept crying. I don't know. I don't think you remember this, but for some reason
I remember. I was very angry with you.
Just go, man. You don't remember anything. So I remember it was a bit the first day for me. I think because of my hormones, everything. I was very emotional. I remember crying too for me when Seth had his first spit up. Oh my God! So that was, I think, the first night. Yeah, first night, breastfed him, burp, he vomited. Then I was like, okay, fine, that's okay. Maybe it's something I ate or something, whatever. Then I had to burp him. Then again feed him on my other side, on my other boob for 15 minutes. Again, he vomited. I remember losing it. I remember crying, saying, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. Oh my God, something's going to happen to him. But when I messaged doctor, he was like, no, that's completely normal. But for me, for a first time mom, it was just like, what the hell, every time.
Yeah, you think your kid's puking, but apparently when they burp, some milk can come.
Some has spit ups and But it was a bit scary because I think Seth had that, through, you remember? He kept puking every time he burped.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it was word. But no, but actually, Abby didn't have that though.
Yeah, Abby never did. So exactly. Each kid is different. Why did Abby have to be just like Seth?
Yeah.
Abby did have spit ups, but
not as bad as Seth. Yeah. But yeah. So I don't know what is wrong with me today.
Go on.
Yeah, so anyway, life after birth, guys. I remember the first day was a bit not alright because he kept waking up. But then also the first 2 days, second day, same thing. And then after the third day, it's like you're just drained, I remember being so exhausted and till I remember, why are you looking at me like that? Remember being so tired, so emotional, And then I decided.
Should I do this the whole episode while you talk?
Yeah, please do.
Dumbass.
Yeah, so I remember, like, I think breastfeeding for me was a bit difficult, but I did the breastfeeding for 3 months, but I also did the combination, bottle. I think after I did that, I think that's one thing that, parents, like moms, feel bad to do, which, you should do that, because you shouldn't also let baby get completely used to your boob. It's okay to get your husband to, feed the baby from a bottle.
I like feeding from the boob.
You never did that. Don't talk rubbish.
I tried.
But like I always tell other new moms, like, give your husband a chance to get him to wake up in the nights. You don't have to do it all the time. And I remember I did that. Like he was like fully asleep, but I would wake him up like, no, get up and do it. You remember?
Yeah, of course. And
Yeah.
I mean,
And he did it though. Yeah. So
obliged to help, because it's my baby too. So
yeah. But so yeah, then.
So how are you feeling as a mother?
I'm going on.
You were good.
Yeah. So I
Need
remember.
some whiskey in this glass.
Yeah. I remember being very, like I said, emotional. Kept crying for no reason. Anything he says would upset me.
I didn't even have to say things
Yeah,
sometimes.
even if she looked
Once we were having a shower and we were chatting, and all of a sudden, like, I rubbed the soap, and suddenly when I turn around, she's crying. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
I don't know.
What
Like
happened?
your hormones are just
I know my
everywhere.
hormones.
Yeah, your hormones are just everywhere, and I think that's one thing, like moms, you have to know is that this only lasts for a month. It's not going to last more than that. But if you ever feel like, it's getting to you, always talk to your husband, talk to your parents, or talk to someone. Don't ever feel like you're alone, because I think a lot of moms go through that postpartum depression. So, which is why
That's a thing, by the way.
Yeah, which is why you need to communicate. Like anything that you feel, anything, is upsetting you, just say it.
Your feelings are valid.
Yes. Just say just say
I can't even agree with her.
just say it, and ask for help. Don't think that just because don't think that just because you're asking help, you're a bad mom. Like some moms are like, no, I can do all this by myself. But no, you can't. You need your free time. You need your, me time. So
I didn't get any me time.
you had enough of me time, please. Oh my God.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, no, it's true. That's why, that's,
And
I mean, we discussed that we have so much respect for single parent households. Like, damn, how the hell do you do that? Like, you literally have to be there all the time. Someone's got to be watching the kid. And it's pretty taxing, of course. Like, we enjoy it, yes, but it is tiring. It takes a toll over time. Like the first week, I was like, oh, this is so easy. But then week 2, week 3, month 1, month 2, it like carrying the baby all the time. Your shoulders start to hurt.
And I
your back
actually
starts
got
to
that
hurt.
like pain on my hand, on my wrist. I still have it though, like carrying
You
baby.
still have your wrist, no? Yeah.
Yes, like this pain over here, and I've heard like a lot of moms have that too. It's like a thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Even with Abby, I had it, but now it's a bit better. Like sometimes it hurts, but yeah, it's carrying baby a lot. That kind of, but there's nothing you can really do about it. So.
Why? There's some injection that you can take, right?
Oh yeah, but I never did that.
Yeah, you never did.
I don't know what.
But
that
apparently,
is.
like,
Yeah.
so now she was in excruciating pain,
Yeah.
according to her. And when we inquired into it, apparently there's an injection that you can take that it fixes the pain like
yeah.
that. I don't know what it is. Don't quote me. But it exists.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I remember someone saying that.
if
Yeah.
push comes to shove, there's a solution.
So the first week we started a routine with Seth. This is a book called Gina Ford, Contented Little Baby. That is
Contented Little Baby by Gina Ford.
by Gina Ford. It's an amazing book. I literally read it just before I gave birth. Got Shehan to read it too. Like I literally folded each page that he actually needed to read.
Now, this is this Asherah, whenever she buys a book or whenever she wants to learn something about something, she'll send it to me and not read it herself.
No, but
No,
I
no,
read
no.
it. Just
No,
read
wait.
it.
So
Okay.
here, I told her I will only read the important pages. Therefore, you have to read it and fold the important pages for me to read, which is fair. Because everything else, she'll send me like this huge article about something. I'm like, oh, Ashi, that's crazy. Know what happened? And she's like, oh, can you explain it? I was like, what do you mean? Didn't you read it? No. So
You're just
that
there
is
to
why.
help me, so I know that. Hey guys, just want to take a second and shout out my YouTube page, Asherah Gomez. That's where I post all about lifestyle and travel.
And also, please check out our Patreon. We hope to post more behind the scenes content of our daily lives. So please subscribe and show your support. Cheers.
Lazy a bit.
So
But
at least
yeah.
you read the whole book
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
then
read
gave me
that.
the important bits. And that book is amazing.
Yeah,
it
it
literally
gives
says,
you
do this
everything.
at this time, do this at this time. Like feed now, sleep now, wake the baby up in 20 minutes, feed again, sleep again. Like a timetable, literally a timetable is there in that book.
It's basically, just to
And
get
you put your kid
baby
into a routine. Therefore, you know if your baby is crying at 2 p.m., it's for milk and not for sleep. If your baby is crying at 5 p.m., it's for his nap, not for milk. Like
There
so
are different things, but for baby to actually, start, like, get into the rhythm of the routine takes about 3 months, 3 to 4 months, but you just have to keep sticking to it. Like, sometimes baby's not going to sleep for the 2 hours. That's okay. He's still learning. He's still learning to,
yeah.
drink his milk at this time. So by 3 months, they kind of get into a routine. But trust me, just follow that. Always put baby in a routine because it honestly helps you have some sort of life, to watch anything you want,
And then you know your timings
Yeah.
then, right? You know when the baby is going to sleep, you know when you got to
Yeah.
feed the baby. It helps you plan your day accordingly. And also, most importantly, you know why the baby is crying.
Yeah.
Like, because once we put our kids into the routines,
It
we,
became very
it became so
easy,
easy
yeah.
because, a lot of parents are just like, oh, is the baby hungry or does the baby need sleep? You're not sure which one it is. And I mean, I know there are some parents that can tell by the baby's cry and all, but that's not everybody.
Yeah.
So therefore, by doing in the routine,
Like, for me with Abby, it was like, because I exclusively pumped and gave her from the bottle, it was a bit difficult for me to judge how much milk she needed. So by the first month, second month, I was like, okay, this is the amount she actually needs. So that's also a bit difficult as well, like when baby suddenly wakes up, sometimes you're just like, oh shit, maybe she needed a little bit more milk. So then the next day I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to give her 3 more ounces. Like that. So you slowly learn kind of what your baby wants.
and with Seth, like there was also the fact that we didn't know if he was getting enough milk because you were breastfeeding.
I
him,
was breastfeeding, exactly,
right?
yeah.
And like you don't know whether the boob pumped out 3 ounces or 5 ounces or 7 ounces. It's we don't know.
No, I mean, from the...
No man when he's drinking from the boob.
Yeah, from the boob. Yeah, that's... yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that taught us a lot as well. And then once we switched him to the bottle, it was like clockwork.
Yeah, I think that really helped, I think, for him to sleep through the night also. Because, at 6 p.m. he's having this big ounce of milk.
We used to do that in the night. We used to
Yeah.
bottle feed him in the night.
Always
so
used to,
that
yeah.
we know he's full F
Yeah.
and he can just go sleep
Yeah.
for 12 hours.
Yeah. Honestly, with Seth, by 3 months, he was...
Sleeping through the night.
Sleeping through the night. Yeah, I didn't need to feed him in the middle of the
Abby
night.
also.
Abby was actually 2 months. So yeah, 2 months. I asked doctor if it was okay because sometimes you need to wake them up. He said, don't wake a sleeping baby up. Just let her.
And like that's what we said. Like we put them in routines
Yeah.
so quick that we have the peace of mind that they sleep through the night.
Yeah.
Like Abby from 2-3 months old, Seth from 3 months old, sleeping 12 hours from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And therefore, we know we have that entire free time to ourselves. We don't have to worry about them waking up. Initially, we did worry about them waking up, but we did sleep training, which was,
We did that where they, sleep training to soothe
I think that's the
themselves.
next episode.
Yeah,
Let's
we
stick to the week
Yeah.
after birth.
So another tip that I can say is when the first night baby slept, the first night I'm not first night, what am I saying? Seth and Abby slept in our room in the nights, but you know, during the day they slept in their own room. So that was also to get them used to sleeping in their own room. Then when we switched them in the night, they would be used to that. So it's always good to get them used to their own own.
If they have a room that you would like
yeah.
them to sleep in, it's best that you train them by putting them to sleep for one of their naps.
Actually, it's for the whole day, and only in the night you.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
And now they sleep in their own rooms.
Yeah.
For
Abby
every nap.
actually started sleeping in her own room at 5 months. Yeah, 5 months she went straight to her room, and I think she liked her room also. But yeah, and I made sure for Seth I didn't actually do this, but for Seth.
Is this 1 week after birth?
Mm.
Oh no, you've gone recorded the next episode now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Back to the 1 week after birth. Now Abiela, she was very different, right?
Yeah.
Seth, with Seth, like of course we didn't know what to expect at all. We were new parents as well. But with Abby, it was tad bit easier, I would say.
Like
The only thing we had to adjust for was Seth's meeting her for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Like Seth's first week with her.
Yeah.
I think that novel experience was what was different. So in the hospital, you know, when Abby was born, how we introduced her to him was
We got a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we wrapped a gift from Abiela to Seth. So when he came to the hospital to see her, he got a gift from her, and it was actually the most adorable interaction. He got on the bed and gave her a kiss and said hello.
Hello, like a wave like that. He was thrilled about his gift. And then
And
after
he stayed with us, right?
oh my god, yes,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Abby he stayed the first night.
Yeah.
I remember we were so stressed. Every time she woke up, we were like, oh my god,
Yeah,
is he getting
is he
up?
gonna
But
wake
for
up?
me, I didn't actually want to keep him alone at home. I was so emotional. I was like, no, the first night, let him stay with us, please, please, please. And he didn't sleep till 12
Till
a.m.
what?
Yeah,
No,
till
about midnight, yeah.
Yeah, till midnight. He was just
Yeah,
chilling
yeah.
with
And
us.
like we put him, he's cot, so we had a suite, and there was another living room area, like right opposite my bed. So Ashi is on my left, and I'm on this little bed next to her bed, and then there's a corridor to a living room, and so his cot is now there, and I can see it. But we had this curtain that we kept closed.
Oh my gosh.
And
but we had the camera there.
Yeah.
I remember looking at him. I'm like, Shehan, he's not sleeping. He's not
Yeah, and
sleeping.
like at one point the camera was stuck, so I went and peeped from the curtain. This guy is standing in the cot and just like looking around. But like he wasn't trying to disturb us or he wasn't
nothing,
crying.
yeah. He was like,
just very excited to be there, I suppose, you know.
Sweet, yeah. And then, first night he stayed with us, and oh my god, the first week, now I remember, with Abby, oh my gosh. So of
Wait,
course.
going back to the hospital,
What?
I'll never forget. So after having Seth, I was so used to carrying him around, and I had gotten so confident with handling a baby that
Yeah, oh my God.
Abiela, so she was in the cot, and I went and I picked up, and I held her in one hand, so I held her head in my palm and her body on my forearm, and I was just walking around with her like that.
Yeah.
And then I thought, she was like, oh, could you get the nurse for something? And I walked out of the room with Abby in my hand like this, and I went and I was like, nurse. And there was and so as soon as I walked out of the room, there was a lady standing outside the next room. And she looked at me, and I was in a pair of shorts and t-shirts with Abby, and I said, hello. And I went to the reception, and I spoke to the nurse and said, my wife is calling you. And I came back, and then I see this lady talking to a nurse, and she's asking the nurse, why is that doctor wearing wearing shorts? And I was like, I'm not a doctor. And then she's like, who are you? So I said, no, this is my baby. She's like, wow, how are you carrying the baby like that? And she was just so shocked. It was so funny. The nurses were all laughing with me.
Yeah,
So and then we came home, and with Abby, Ashi was adamant to leave a day earlier than Seth. So
Yeah,
with
I
Seth
didn't
it was
want
3
to,
days,
yeah.
and with Abby
It
2
was
days.
2 days.
So you
I
pooped
pooped the
fast.
second day, yeah. And as soon as I messaged doctor, I was like, wait, can I go? He's like, okay, you can go. So yeah, as soon as I got home, like I just felt so much better. I remember even the pain for me was just like, not as bad as the first pregnancy. But I remember when that first week, I had to keep putting Abby to sleep, of course, and I had to miss Seth's, sleep time, putting him to sleep. And I remember sitting in the room and crying to Shehan, I'm such a bad mom. I can't put Seth to sleep. When am I going to be able to do this again? I was so emotional. And Shehan was like, oh my God,
and today she threw Seth to me, here, you put him to sleep, and ran off. Very nonsense. All caught up in the moment.
Yeah, I remember I was crying and crying and crying. I think I was more emotional this time, wasn't I?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just wreck all the time. I joke.
But yeah.
Is that it?
No. I think another thing is that husbands need to be very supportive too, especially postpartum. That period is very difficult. The 6 weeks for like any mom, like your body's gone through so much. You put out a new life out there, your hormones
Think
are
about
everywhere.
it, guys. Making a person inside of you, like what kind of magic is that? It's literally...
It takes a toll on you, for sure. Yeah.
I swear, it's the greatest thing a human being can do, and us men can't do it. So, pretty impressive. And I think that's why you need to be there to support your wife after, 9 months of creating this little human inside her and then giving birth. So obviously, like, that first week is so crucial.
And I think,
for mental health and physical health, recovery.
Yeah. And I think it's so important, like, fathers, getting involved with changing the diaper, washing the baby. It's not up to the mother to only do that,
Yeah.
Feeding the baby, burping, everything, whatever
It's such
the mom...
fun experiences,
For
and
sure.
you'll never, you do it with each kid, but it's like kind of once in a lifetime with each kid, right? So you have to make the most of it because those memories are pretty great too, The first time Seth laughed was while he was having a bath.
with you, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
like,
gosh. Those little
priceless.
moments,
It's absolutely priceless. So you should make the effort as a couple. So the wife does the 9 months of pregnancy, the birthing, the breastfeeding. I mean, you can just pitch in a little bit and take on half the responsibilities, right? Or more than half, if so be it. So yeah, dads really need to...
I think the first week is it's very crucial for the mom. So it's up to the husbands to, basically support,
Yeah.
Support that.
Remember, they're
first
never
week.
asking you for advice.
Yeah.
They just
Just do
want
it.
you to
Just
agree
do it.
with them and
Yeah.
do what they ask you to do.
Yeah. Not
So
even the first week, the first month. I remember. But yeah, that is kind of our experience and what.
Yeah,
we
I
went
hope we
through.
prepare you just a little bit for
Yeah.
the first week after you have your first kid.
Please do message me though. Like I always get like messages from moms. Please do message if you have any questions. I always reply on Instagram.
Yeah. Always willing to help.
Yeah, I love
her.
to.
No, don't message me. I
Yeah,
probably won't reply.
I love messaging moms and telling them, sharing insights. So please do message me if you want to know anything. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time. And we always say,
It's all G. This podcast is a Creator Cast production.